Associates, how many times have you listed a new property, great location, great structure of a home, but as soon as you walk inside, you see the old kitchen, the old bathrooms, and you realize how tough it's going to be to get the most money for that house? Well, Curbio is here to help us renovate these homes. And so what we've asked Rebecca to talk about today is how we can be involved to get this, to set the stage for our sellers to be able to participate in their program. So Rebecca, when we see that opportunity and we know that we would love to have a house remodeled, then what do we do? Who do we call?
This is a great situation for us because we know what buyers today want to buy, what they want to move into and just unpack. So the best thing for the agent to do is to go to our website and click Get an Estimate, type in the address of that house that they just walked through, and then we will contact them back within about 1 business day, give them a ballpark estimate right there over the phone.
So do we talk to anybody initially, or we just go to a website and type in an address, or how does that work?
That's right. You just go to Curbio.com and click Get an Estimate. It'll ask you to fill in the address of the house and a bit of other information, and you just hit Submit. And then that will create a ticket for us. And then we will reach back out to the agent and have a conversation with that agent about that property. And we can give them a ballpark estimate for about how much Curbio would charge to renovate that house.
Now, do you work with the public as well? Can a homeowner call you by themselves?
No, we don't work with any for sale by owners. We only work with agents.
Okay, now and you look at our associate base within our company, who gets to participate in this? Can anybody from our company call, or do they have to be trained, or what's the next step?
So any agent can work with Curbio. Curbio is currently only servicing a limited amount of zip codes in this area. So I would definitely check out our coverage area to make sure that we cover all of the homes that you're about to inquire about. However, the training is the best way to have the shortest ramp period and have the best experience for your clients. So I would definitely listen to my webinars, get Curbio certified, get trained, take a 10-question quiz, and print out that Curbio certification that shows that you are pre-sale qualified.
Now, many times we encounter this situation where we want to have a house spruced up and remodeled to some degree. And in some cases, it may cost $100,000 to do that. So we have that tough conversation with a seller to say, we really would like you to change your kitchen. It's going to get you back more money than it's going to cost you. And then the seller says, okay, I'll do that, but I don't know where to start. Now, where do we start? Do we go to the bank and help them borrow the money, and then we find an architect, and then we find a contractor, and then we pick out colors with them? Who does all that?
So you can simplify all of that with just going to Curbio, because we hire the general contractor as our full-time employee. They manage that renovation project from start to finish. We also hire an interior designer to help us curate a beautiful palette, a selection of colors, cabinets, countertops, and they all look fantastic together. So we'll go in and we'll help decide this is what we think the buyers are going to buy in this area today.
Okay, so you say a palette of colors. How does that work? Is it just 1 or 2 colors, or is it an assortment?
So it's not like you have somebody walking into a home improvement store with an endless array of options. We have 2 to 3 options for paint, 2 to 3 options for countertops. They're pretty neutral colors.
Now, of course, we have permitting processes in South Florida. Do you handle all of that too?
Yes, we will handle all of the permitting that's required for the project that we're working on.
Okay, and then how do you price this?
So because we pre-purchase the materials and we hire the GC as a full-time employee, we have a huge control over our costs. So we're very competitive if you try to compare us to another general contractor in this area.
So the general contractor works for you full-time, I understand. So his only jobs are the ones that you're working with.
That's correct.
Oh, that's good. Okay, what about when you come back with a price? Is the price broken down into financing cost and architect's fees and contractor's fees, or is it just one price?
So when Curbio has a discussion with the homeowner and the agent about the services that are needed on that home, we will come up with a limited scope that we will send to the homeowner for review. Once they agree to that scope of services, that locks in their price. We put that exact amount into the contract. When the homeowner signs that contract with us, let's just say it's for $80,000. We will only take $80,000 out at closing. And it doesn't matter if the house sits for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. We're still only taking that original contract amount. It also doesn't matter if the house sells for way more than list price. Congratulations. We're still only taking that original $80K amount.
Okay, now give me a little breakdown on how you decide how much improvement they can do. And I know it's based on the equity they have in the house, but if you could give us maybe a dollar example of how that works.
Sure. So we use an 80% after renovation value formula on all of the homes that get brought our way. We want to make sure everybody has enough equity for us to go in and renovate, because our goal is that everybody walks away with more money at closing. So if they have enough equity, and enough depends again on the renovations that are needed to get it to that after renovation value, but if there's enough equity, then Curbio will go in and renovate, and they don't take any money from the home seller until closing.
Now, how do you decide what the value really will be once it's been renovated?
So we partner with agents for this exact reason. Curbio is an expert in pre-sale renovation. Agents are experts in how much that house is worth after it's been renovated, or how much the house is worth as is. So by partnering together, we can really maximize the profit for the client.
Okay, so 80% of the value. So let's say that a home, by the time you do your renovation, will be worth $1 million. And then 80% of $1 million is $800,000. If they have a mortgage already on the house for $600,000, so then they could afford, with Curbio's help, to spend another $200,000 to improve it to get it to that $1 million value. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. That would give us an approximate $200,000 renovation budget.
Okay, great. Okay, Rebecca, tell me, what's different about the way you do your business and maybe other people out there?
Sure, it's a good question, because Curbio is very unique in the fact that we hire the general contractor as our full-time employee. That means they only work for us. We also use technology to drive the communication throughout the duration of the entire renovation project.
We're big on statistics in our marketplace and in our business. What have you seen as far as how much faster homes sell? Do sellers make a considerable amount more percentage-wise than they would have made had they just tried to sell it unremodeled? Tell me some of those numbers.
So what we're seeing right now for home sellers is that they're getting a 209% return on investment on average.
Wow.
And they're about 30 days on the market less than usual. So it's a faster time frame, it's more money. They also have a 60% time frame for reduction in how quickly we can do the entire renovation process.
Okay, so we have our listing, our standard listing that we have with our sellers, and then you have an agreement with them that says you're going to remodel their house to whatever you've agreed to. Now, you put a mortgage on their house, I think. Is that true?
That's correct. So we're typically second out at closing. That's how we get paid.
Okay. Now, what happens if the house never sells?
So if the house sits on the market for more than 30 days, we require a 2% reduction in list price every 30 days until the house sells.
That's great. So you're telling the sellers up front, we're going to agree at the price that we've agreed with the realtor and with our associate, and you are taking our number, I guess, as Curbio is saying this is the value that we believe this will be worth based on our associate's opinion of value, and of course the seller listed at that price, and then every month if it hasn't sold then it reduces 2%, and the next month if it's still available 2%. Now, how fast are you selling these homes?
The average is less than 30 days on market.
Okay, well that's quick.
It's very quick. We have a whole category for how quickly the house sells in terms of the number of hours it's on the market.
Wow, okay. Well, that sounds very encouraging.
Yeah, because 80% of buyers today don't want a home unless it's move-in ready.
Well, I certainly understand that. We're seeing that in our market as well. And of course, personally, I don't want to do the work either. If I can get somebody else to do the work and then I can just pay them for doing the work, then I would rather do it that way.
And of course, when there's no money out of pocket, it's even better. So what we're telling agents is, hey, ask your client, can you wait 4 weeks for an additional $40,000 at closing? Because that's possibly what you could see, or higher.
Very compelling. What's the extent of the renovations that you will get into? I mean, will you do major renovations?
So we will do deferred maintenance. We will do almost anything except for expand the square footage of the property or take down a load-bearing wall. If you think of us as the before and after pictures that you see in those TV shows where they kind of move the truck and then the homeowner's shocked at how beautiful their house is, so that's us, where the Curbio is curb appeal inside and out company.
What about extensive plumbing work underneath the house or in the concrete slab or new electric wiring? Do you do that?
Yes, we will take care of any HVAC issues, electrical panels that need upgrading, replacing the roof, the windows, the driveways, landscaping, the pools, all that great stuff.
Well, that covers a lot of things.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. I hope you've enjoyed this time with Rebecca here today. You know, when I look back over the things that we talked about, the thing that stands out in my mind more than anything is that the associate is removed from the responsibility of managing a lot of this. How many of us have gotten involved in helping people put in impact glass windows, re-landscaping, whatever you want to think of? There's a lot of hours that we put into this. In this particular case, they're the only company that I'm aware of that has their own employees. Their contractor is working only for them. It's a true concierge program where they do everything from beginning to end, including the financing. So hopefully this will be something that your sellers will want to participate in and be working with. I think that it's certainly going to be something that's going to allow us to sell homes much faster and for more money. Rebecca's going to be back with us for a webinar for our entire company on November the 14th, Thursday, November the 14th. So you'll hear a lot more about that, but just be aware that that's a day that we want to set aside at least 30 minutes for a webinar and a few minutes after that for questions. But this is a program that we've been waiting for and looking forward to, so don't forget about it. See you soon.